You're probably curious about that big iron can Elon Musk call Starship, why it keeps doing test flights over and over, what exactly is he trying to fly, and even if the test flights succeed, what does that have to do with ordinary people like us? If you knew what he's really playing it behind the scenes, you'd realize this big iron can is anything but simple. Let's first look at what Musk is actually trying to do. Why is flying on airplanes so common today? Because after one flight, you refuel it, do some maintenance, and it can fly again. But in the past, all rockets were disposable. It was like every time you took a flight, the airline threw away a Boeing 747 afterward. Just imagine how expensive that ticket would be. Before Musk's Starship appeared, pretty much all rockets worldwide were basically those one-time use airplanes, used once and gone, with costs insanely high. Musk's earlier Falcon 9 rocket can recover its first stage, but that's still only partial reuse. As for Starship, its goal is 100% full reusability. Not only does the massive booster below have to return intact, the spacecraft on top also has to come back intact, and after being fully refueled, it can launch again within hours. So once it succeeds, the cost of reaching space could drop to 1% of today's cost, or even lower. This is like when Ford invented the Model T assembly line, turning cars from toys for the rich into everyday transportation ordinary people could afford. What Musk is doing is the Model T revolution of space. So what does this have to do with regular people like us? It does, but it may take some time. You've probably heard of Musk's Starlink project, which is about launching a bunch of satellites into space to form a network, so you can get online from anywhere on Earth. That plan has already reached many users, but limited by launch capacity. The number and performance of the satellites aren't strong enough yet, but Starship, this super heavy truck, can send hundreds of larger, more powerful second-generation Starlink satellites up at once. What does that mean? It means in the coming years, global network coverage will keep improving, with faster and faster speeds. In the future, whether you go to the desert or the open ocean, or encounter earthquakes or typhoons that knock out ground base stations, your phone signal may still be full. The second impact is massive technological spillover. Many people may not realize that many technologies we now take for granted, such as GPS, dehydrated food, memory foam, and smoke detectors, all originated from the Apollo program for landing on the moon. A massive aerospace project will give rise to breakthroughs across countless fields such as materials science, communications, artificial intelligence, and energy. These spillover technologies will eventually be applied to our everyday lives. The third point is Musk's vision, using Starship to enable point-to-point ultra-high-speed travel on Earth. You take off from a launch platform in Shanghai, enter the edge of space, and then a little over half an hour later, land on a receiving platform in New York. The whole trip takes less than 1 hour, dozens of times faster than today's fastest airplanes. If this technology matures, and costs come down, future international travel could be as easy as taking a high-speed train today, convenient and fast. Its appearance is meant to reduce the cost of space launch, from being calculated by the kilogram, to being calculated by the seat in the future. Finally, SpaceX's goal is to begin in 2030, transporting cargo to the surface of Mars, paving the way for future crewed missions. Musk once predicted that the first uncrewed Starship landing on Mars could happen within 5 years, and the first crewed landing within 7 years. The whole world wants to challenge the dominance of the US dollar, but in the end, no one dares to take it on, because once the money in your hands becomes the world's currency, your money printer is no longer under your control. Whether you turn the machine on or not, you first have to look at the face of the whole world. A country that originally lived behind closed doors could print as much money as it wanted, and run its economy however it pleased. But once your money becomes a hard currency used by the whole world, you are no longer just you. You turn into the world's central bank. Every move you make has to consider the whole world. It's extremely stifling, extremely exhausting. How exhausting is it? First, if you want others to use your money, you have to let them freely buy and sell your currency, so you must relax your domestic capital controls. It's like, you used to run a heavily guarded private club. Now, to attract business, you have to turn it into a 24-hour megamart. The benefit is better business, and wider circulation of money. But if a storm hits outside, like an international financial crisis, everyone may rush to flee at once. You might not even get a chance to close the doors. They run off and leave a mess behind for you to clean up. Second is the Triffin dilemma. Think of it as the troubles of the richest person in a village. On one hand, to get everyone in the village to use your IOUs, that is, your currency, you have to keep lending money out to buy things, so the IOUs circulate. But on the other hand, you also have to make everyone believe that your family is truly wealthy, and that these IOUs can always be exchanged for real money. That means you have to keep pouring money out, while also ensuring you still have money, and that the money remains valuable. Isn't that a contradiction? Over time, you end up putting on a brave face, living by borrowing borrowing new debt to pay off old debt. This is exactly the situation of the US dollar today. Third, doing business at home may become harder. Your currency becomes hard currency, and the whole world rushes to get it. So it has to appreciate, right? After appreciating, exported clothes, shoes, and toys become more expensive overseas and can't be sold. This means that to make the whole world respect you, you first have to sacrifice some of your own people's interests. Not only that, the boss also has to take care of a bunch of underlings. When something goes wrong in another country, you're the first one who has to pay. When a small country is about to go bankrupt, you're the first one they come to for a loan. If you don't lend, how can you still be the boss? And then you have to live in a glass house. How much money you have, how you print money and spend money, all has to be open and transparent for the whole world to supervise. So being the world's currency sounds glorious, but it is definitely not easy. You gain the highest prestige, but you also lose the greatest freedom. You have to bear, for the sake of that top position, responsibilities you were never meant to bear, and endure those stifling rules.